Good afternoon, everyone. Josh Nichols here with you. It is 3 o'clock on this very busy Thursday. Hi, everyone. Josh Nichols here with you on this Thursday afternoon. Welcome to our weather discussion. We have some important details to get to here in our StreamYard weather broadcast on this Thursday. As we have been advertising, we have a long duration, high impact, large scale winter storm that is going to be impacting Western New York beginning tomorrow and going all the way pretty much through the Christmas holiday weekend. We do have blizzard warnings that are up for Erie County, winter storm warnings that are up for the remainder of the area, Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, and Wyoming County. That goes up at 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday and lasts until 1 a.m. on Monday for wind gusts of 60 miles per hour. Also want to let you know that we also have, in addition to that, a lakeshore flood warning. That I don't know if that's being reflected here on the graphics, but indeed that is the case. The lakeshore flood warning goes up at 7 a.m. on Friday and continues through 7 a.m. on Saturday. And I'm changing graphics here, but I'm not seeing them showing up on the screen. I don't know if August can hear me here. I'm on Max 1, just so you know. In any event, I want to let you know that things are going to go downhill and in a hurry here, starting, there we go, there's the lakeshore flood warning, starting with what should be tomorrow morning. So very early before sunrise, we will have rain, but then snow is going to get going very quickly, probably after 7 a.m. And once it starts, it is really going to pick up, and we're going to find wind as well, starting to really pick up steam. We're looking at wind gusts frequently throughout Friday in excess of 60 miles per hour. Now, I don't know if we can show you. Here we go. Some of these snowfall tallies. I want to show you here that by the time we get to 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, we're going to see a band of snow forming on that southwest flow. There it is right there. And that's by Friday afternoon. Hopefully by that point you are home because, again, the combination of strong winds in excess of 60 miles per hour in gusts in conjunction with heavy snow is going to create whiteout conditions. And that's why we do have those blizzard warnings that are up. So we have Buffalo coming in with about 6.5 inches of snow by sunset for tomorrow. Amherst, about 8 inches, same for Kenmore. But watch what happens here as we head through Friday night and into Saturday morning. The snow is really going to start to pile up. We're talking about the potential for 1 to 2 feet of snow in many spots, say in the north towns, Kenmore, Amherst, Akron. You're looking at about 19 inches there as well. And the amounts will be just a little bit lower to the south, but make no mistake about it, this is going to be a high impact event. Again, the snow really picking up as we go into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, and the wind in conjunction with that creating blizzard conditions. I kind of want to step back just a little bit here to our lakeshore flood warning that is going to be going into effect. We have something called a SAISH that will likely develop as we head into the time frame between about 7 a.m. on Friday and 7 p.m. on Saturday. And basically, if you've ever had your kids in a bathtub and you watch as the water sloshes from back and forth, it goes one way and then the other. That sloshing effect is kind of like what's going to be happening on Lake Erie because of these very, very strong winds. So whenever there's a large drop in atmospheric pressure and the wind starts to really howl very quickly, it will cause the water in Lake Erie to kind of like in a bathtub slosh back and forth. And that's a problem because not only does that mean that we're going to have strong winds pushing that water onshore, but we're going to have wave action here as well. And there are progs out there that suggest 12 to 14-foot waves on Lake Erie. So you have that. That's going to potentially cause, again, a lot of flooding on Route 5. Even Canal Side, we could be talking about some flooding as well, because the water will rapidly drop and rise in terms of the levels for Lake Erie. So you want to watch on Route 5. There could be some flooding issues there. Again, Canal Side as well. And be prepared for some of that wave action to crash onto the shore and also cause some erosion and damage as well. So that is the story. Why don't we talk about some wind gusts here as well? Because, again, that is, I think, the real big part of the story here. You're going to start to notice those winds picking up after, I'd say, about 8 or 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we're going to find frequent gusts going into Friday afternoon in excess of 50 miles per hour. In fact, we could see several hours with gusts to 60 miles per hour. The nature of the snow, again, in talking about 1 to 2 feet of snow here, is such that because it's going to turn so cold, and that's the other element I need to address here shortly, because it is going to be so cold, it'll be very powdery, very fluffy, and again, subject to being lifted and drifted very easily. So in addition to the wind gusts, which are going to be, again, on the order of 50, 60 miles per hour, there you see some of the gusts earlier on, and then some of the gusts, again, going into the latter part of the afternoon, which are going to be, again, there you have it, about 60 miles per hour, Middleport, Rochester, Buffalo. That's going to be for several hours. So that's going to cause the whiteouts. That's why we have those blizzard warnings up, again, starting 7 a.m. tomorrow and going all the way into early Sunday. And it's going to make for just some absolutely rugged conditions. Now, I need to mention the drop in temperature here as well, because we are going to find us going from the 40s back into the teens. And so that's going to do something pretty serious to the wind chills. Check out some of these wind chills. This is Friday afternoon in Buffalo. 16 degrees below zero is what it'll feel like. And into the western and central southern tier, we're talking about not just double-digit sub-zero wind chills, but just excruciating, unsafe wind chills on the order of 20 to 30 degrees below zero. So the rapid temperature drop that we're going to find is really going to make you take notice, basically steal your breath away for all intents and purposes. And it will just make it absolutely unfit to be out and about at all. There are some of those numbers, again, looking at Jamestown there in the morning with a wind chill of 7 below, and you've got a wind chill of 14 below there in Buffalo, again, into the morning. Again, double-digit sub-zero wind chills coming up. So kind of putting everything in summary here as we look at the impacts. Again, it's the snow and the wind on Friday. The potential for 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts, not out of the question. High impact there for sure. Visibilities, of course, will at times be down to zero as we deal with whiteouts. There might be an embedded thunderstorm in some of these lake effect bands. That is something that we're going to be watching for as well. Again, this is a long duration, as I mentioned. We're talking about 3 days. So starting with the rain and the snow on Friday in the morning, and then just all snow after that and the wind. So that is certainly cause for concern is the duration of this. And when you think about it, the combination of double-digit sub-zero wind chills in conjunction with the snow and the likelihood of power outages as a result of this setup means there are going to be some people without heat if they don't have generators, and that means some serious issues. You can get frostbite in a matter of just a few minutes if you are exposed to those kinds of conditions over, again, even just a few minutes. So that is not a good thing. As far as the snowfall tallies are concerned, again, the potential for 1 to 3 feet of snow, those higher tallies in the most persistent bands, and it looks like Initially, it's going to be the north towns that take it on the chin, and then ultimately that lake snowbank settles south to ski country, and then that is why some of those winter storm warnings are out a little longer out towards Wyoming County. So again, it's kind of a triple threat here. You've got the wind, you've got the snow, and you've got the brutal, bitter, excruciating cold all coming together here for a long, extended time frame. Again, starting with tomorrow morning, once the rain abruptly changes to snow, that's it. You really need to make sure that you have all of your travel plans pretty much accomplished by, I'd say, before sunrise tomorrow morning. Well, that's about the extent of it, as far as I can tell. Again, we are going to be covering this every step of the way. Make sure that you're tuned into our platforms on WKBW.com, and make sure you connect with us, again, on a variety of platforms, and, of course, over the air as well. That's the very latest, everybody. Again, I'll be with you all this weekend, along with Aaron as well, and we will keep you safe and ahead of the storm. Be well.